Collective, welcome back. Thanks for tuning in to 707 Light Sage Tarot. We're going to do a quick message. I hope you're doing well today. Let's go ahead and be grounded. Take a few deep breaths. It's still early in the morning, so hopefully you can hear me. Shame. I didn't even burn my sage yet, guys. Okay, I got about 30 minutes to record a video for you, and so just take some time off camera just to look at the energy for the collective at this time, see what we're working with. It looks like we are, some of us, okay, are looking at some past experiences and really trying to understand perhaps the emotions that led us to take the actions that we took in a situation, okay? That is what I'm getting as far as the message for today so far. So we'll pull a few cards and see how it unfolds, okay? And don't forget, guys, if you find that these messages are hitting home, resonating, or if they're providing some sense of guidance, it would be beautiful and lovely for you to go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And of course, the like, if it's making sense, okay? I appreciate that. Alrighty then. Holy Spirit, Divine Guides, thank you for the message. Thank you for the collective that are tuning in. At this time, I set the intention for this message to draw in those that it is intended for. Ashe. Collective message. We have Solar Calm, number 16. Okay. We have Authority, number 48. And one more. Let's get it all the way up. We'll take it. We have Imum Koli, if I'm saying that correctly. Whenever I see this, I always think about the priest. However, maybe someone is Catholic. But it's roots, okay? A root 38 speaks about just your upbringing, the things that bind or connect you to your truth, your heritage, your background, your family dynamic, your ancestors, those lessons or patterns and ways of being and thinking that you were birthed into, essentially, okay? The things that so your framework, okay? Your backbone. Number 38. 11. Interestingly enough about the tree, I do see the tree as a backbone. If you could look at the tree as a spiritual being, someone perhaps that once was and now has taken on the form as a part of nature. The root systems are very extensive, very deep, and roots are intended to ground us, to connect us to our truth, connect us to our path, and many times to our past, okay? This could be about learned behaviors, okay? Things that perhaps we observed from whether it be parents, grandparents, relatives at a young age. This has helped to shape our mindset, our perception, how we interact in the world. Whether this is good or whether this is bad or positive or negative. Solar calm seems as though there's something in the middle. There's something perhaps within that is possibly trying to draw your attention from the chaos or the noise of perhaps family, perhaps the subconscious thoughts, those automatic thoughts that tend to jump into your head, and how it is a story that you tell yourself. Oftentimes these automatic thoughts are not positive, okay? So it could be talking about your self-image, your self-worth. It could be talking about your confidence level, talking about your inadequacies. So there's something perhaps that has been connected to you, that has been the framework or the guidance in which you have been operating in your life that is now coming to a calm. So the noises, the messages that you've been hearing, those negative self-talk, again, those conversations that you have late at night or early in the morning with yourself, that internal dialogue, that may be coming to a bit of a more a peaceful resolve. The reason for this is that whoever I'm connected to, you have learned how to take control over these things that are buried within. How you've done that, not quite sure, but usually it tends to be connected to some type of self-reflection or introspection, where you pay attention or you engage your awareness more, and you prioritize your well-being, and you take authority or you take control, and you are able to shift the narrative, you shift the dialogue, you shift the conversation to more positive interactions within or with self. So this is talking about perhaps interpersonal skills, how you relate with yourself, which directly impacts how you relate with others. And if you're looking at it from the past standpoint, how you related with family members, because you know your parents are your first teachers, how you related with your parents or how they related with you, and then the extended community that you were born in or grew up in directly impacted how you relate with yourself and with others ultimately. So someone is taking control over this dynamic, okay? Someone is getting to the heart of the matter, doing some soul reflection, again, some healing work with the earth here. This is you in your quiet space where you quiet the noise, the impulses, the influence, even the external influences that once determined your actions or influenced, you know, the way in which you would go. It's being quiet down or closed out, or you're just going within. So this is someone who's maybe learning how to meditate more, learning how to pray, learning how to sit still, learning how to do some self-reflection, and is wanting to, you know, this is a desire. This is a desire to change. This is, again, taking control of your life and not just allowing life to happen to you, okay? On the split, we have Jupiter. So there's some sense of growth that is happening, or expansion that is happening for someone at this time. 23, you could be 23, or maybe something major happened to you at 23 to cause you to question certain patterns, certain behaviors that you became familiar with. Okay, this is a collective message. Checking the pulse to see what all we need to pay attention to at this time. So the deck that I have out right now that's displayed on the camera, this is the Astro, what is it? Star codes, right? For whoever's interested. Star codes Astro Oracle card deck. And the next one that I'll be pulling from is the activation. Let's see. The names, let's see this one. Sacred Geometry Activation Oracle. Okay, and then the last one, if we get to it, will be the Angel Tarot. All right, guys. Message for the collective, Divine Source. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Well, this is very clear. Healing and allowance. 29 and 9. 29 goes to 11. So that's 9-11 or 11-9. And then you have the 11 goes to 2, right? So then 29, someone could be 29. and that goes back to 11. So essentially we're looking at the energy of 2. So 2 is speaking to someone, but 11 is definitely out here. Okay, with 38, that's 11, and then 29, that is 11. So someone is in alignment, coming into alignment. You're on the right track, and this is all connected to your healing. Let me see where I can lay these so that we can see them. Okay, so someone could be completing a valuable lesson about just taking control of a situation, how to do that. Okay, learning how to do that, not relying on others, but actually taking the initiative to act and do something for yourself. The healing energy does say that it supports our intrinsic ability to restore our health and wholeness by consciously using the information that comes to us through our senses and harmonizing everything accordingly. And then the allowance says it invites us to be open to whatever comes our way without judgment, without opinion, without fear, without resistance. When we allow, the universe becomes our partner in the wondrous dance of existence and expansion. So this is clearly talking about someone who is growing, who is learning how to engage their senses more. And whatever they are allowing at this time, it's helping to teach them. It's even helping to reformulate a way of seeing the world and ultimately a way of interacting with the world. Okay. Okay. We could end there if you like. But I'm going to pull a few cards, tarot, just to get a little bit more insight. 742 may be significant for you. $42 may be significant for you. So this is about our sensual experiences. This is about our soul's journey and the things that we allow into our world and that we engage with. Maybe someone was engaged, okay? So that could have been a past partner if it's past tense. This message is for you. Someone is definitely 28. I'm seeing 28. We have the Magician. The first card wanted to come out. I wasn't even clarifying anything, but Magician wanted to be seen at this time. Okay. So someone is learning how to use their resources more effectively. Maybe you're just realizing that you indeed have a lot of these strengths and abilities, and it's a sense of pulling it all together so that you can be your best self. Okay. It speaks about spiritual wisdom, even magic. Okay. Your ability to create something. High Priestess. Wow. Okay. High Priestess with the Magician. I'm seeing magistrates. Okay. Some type of officiation. I mentioned someone possibly was engaged. This card deck, I could read the typical High Priestess energy, but this is talking about having success. And you have success when you utilize all of your resources, okay? It could be that someone went to another person who has the resources also, which enabled them to do something, to be successful at something. If this is a transformative energy where you went for some type of healing, like you consulted a guru or a literal high priestess, someone who's in a high spiritual office, you gain some wisdom from that interaction or that encounter. And it's helping you build or create something, okay? The World. Okay, so seeing the world from a different vantage point, knowing that you're not powerless, knowing that you have, again, all the resources. This is you recreating your world, even. This is you healing something that you experienced, from your past. This is you coming to terms with something. This is you gaining understanding, and this is you learning the valuable life lessons in order for you to direct yourself. So it's talking about self-direction, okay? Direct yourself in a better way. This is God, the source of wisdom. So this is something about something you've learned, some lessons you've learned that is aiding your healing. So everything that happens in your life, it is for a purpose, perhaps a higher purpose, some may say. You may not fully understand the significance of that situation at the time that it is happening until you move out of it, because sometimes the distance is important. So someone could be traveling, someone could be learning that they need to travel, someone may have learned something in their travels, okay? So self-direction, you're understanding that some type of situation or even a location, perhaps this this body of land, or whether it is a physical location or this place of existence, that's just where you operated from within, with those automatic thoughts that self-directed you in a path that perhaps that was not healthy. It's needing to shift, or you are shifting it. You're gaining that understanding that that needs to change. Also, something about the family structure, the way the family structure or dynamic existed, that is changing. Or you could be healing. You could be a healer, and you could be learning, gaining the wisdom that you need. You're allowing yourself to maybe come into this power or the seat of authority, where you may provide counsel, you may provide guidance to other individuals within your family. You could be seen as the backbone of your family. You could be positioned in a seat, again, of authority within your family. And you are reshaping, it's a sense of reshaping the identity or the structure of your family, how things existed. Perhaps it was existing in a way that was very conformative, restrictive, where someone felt bound by these like statutes or rules. Statutes? Am I saying that right? Statutes or rules, principles even, right? Eight of Swords, which kept you feeling limited or trapped. This is you saving yourself from this. This is you coming into the truth and the awareness of this and how limiting it really was. Just the views of either just family, or even, let's say, a belief system. Because essentially, the framework that you existed in, that you're coming out of, that you're healing, that you are revamping or reshaping, its intent was to keep you from expanding beyond that framework or expanding beyond that way of existing. It was to keep you from your true north or your purpose, whatever that is for you. This is something that you're bringing a sense of calm to at this time. A sense of clarity is coming in at this time. Six of Cups. All right. It's a sense of knowing. Again, your memories, you may be recalling, recounting something like, why did I do this? Why did this happen in my family dynamic? Why are the majority of the males, single or having multiple children from multiple partners? Why are the majority of the feminine energies, the female, why do they operate in their masculine energy more so? Why is there a lot of control in the family dynamic in the females? Why are the women usually experiencing premature endings in relationships, whether it be through divorce or like divorce that leads to single parenthood, or whether by way of loved ones, you know, just separating themselves or literally transitioning out of this space. Six of Cups. So you're looking back, you're looking and wanting to heal this, okay? Or recognizing that this way of existing needs to be healed. It says motivation lifts up those who are fallen and humiliated. So you are gaining the clarity that you need. Perhaps you have brought some distance to yourself from this dynamic, but it's a sense of looking at the framework, looking at the operation system, looking at the way things work and what it produced, and now learning how to take control of your own existence, of your own life, and reshaping how you see the world, how you see yourself. So it does require a sense of detachment, right? Because although you stem from others who have gone or come before you, genetically speaking, you know, like we inherit, individuals like children, offsprings inherit certain genetic markers or certain attributes, even emotional trauma, generational patterns that are passed down through the bloodline. And so, yes, you have to recognize this, but it doesn't mean that you have to own it. It doesn't mean that you have to buy into that way of existence. There is a way you can heal this. I want to say break this pattern, even if you are willing. And it looks like someone is definitely willing to heal with healing energy out here and allowance. Okay. All right. The death is at the bottom of the, I was about to shuffle, but the death is here. So the death is telling me that there is definitely transformation that is taking place. It says endings and rebirth, influences health and longevity. So the motivation behind this reflection or behind memories of the past coming up is to show you the workings, the patterns. It's for you to connect the dots so that you can see what thread is at play in your life. There's something that perhaps has been woven into your DNA, into your genes, that you inherited naturally, okay? But it's a sense of identifying it, like isolating this code, isolating this pattern, isolating this repetitive cycle that produces negative outcomes, and reshaping it. I'm hearing gene splicing. I'm not a scientist, but I'm hearing gene splicing. It's a sense of looking at something under a microscope and locating the source, locating the organism, right? That perhaps is a mutation, or locating the dominant gene or the recessive gene, whatever it is, right? And once you isolate that, once you have determined the cause of something, you now either infuse something into it by way of gene splicing to cause an interruption in that replication or the reproduction of that gene or that behavior. Okay, so this is something about possibly regulation, behavior or emotional regulation. um, in ABA therapy, basically they study, the providers, they study the patterns of the behavior, and they do a functional analysis to see why the behavior exists. Okay, what is the person getting from that behavior? So if you can find out what a behavior produced, or what an emotion produced, or what the action produced, therein lies the answer. Therein lies the solution for the question that you're seeking. Whoever this is for, guys. Fortunately, that's all the time that I have for today. This was a bit technical, but hopefully it makes sense to whoever was seeking some guidance. Definitely let me know, because this is pretty specific message. This could be definitely an influencer, someone who is a healer, and you're trying to find out how to actually change some patterns within yourself so that you can effectively move forward and one, be successful in your own truth, and two, inspire others. So I send you love, because that's a beautiful mission that you are on. And I hope to see you in the world or connect with you in a beautiful way. All right. Shalom.